Jay Mitch back at y'all again to talk some more women's hoops, man. And yeah, today it was going to be the Indiana Fever versus the Las Vegas Aces, which ended in a real battle. Indiana Fever pulled away with 81. Las Vegas got the dub with 89 at home, which they are 4-3 at. They really made use of that home field advantage, I tell you. A'ja Wilson masterclass. We're going to break it down quickly. Man, it was an ugly day for Caitlin Clark. I'm looking here, and she was 1 for 10 from the 3-point. That's a very unusual Caitlin Clark sighting. 10% from the three is just almost unheard of for her. But I won't, just super critique her. That only tells one part of the story. She did pull away with 19 in the end. Total field goals overall, 7-20. Aaliyah Boston, though, man. Aaliyah Boston, she came to play in the steal of the game that you had to really pay attention to was Kelsey Mitchell on the Indiana Fever. Did really well today, played some crazy minutes. She played 35 minutes. I don't even know if she even, almost like she didn't come out the game, but I think she did a time or two. But they really were leaning on her, man. She put up 20 today, really stepped up to the plate. So, combined, you get a 26 from Leah Boston, 20 from Kelsey Mitchell, and then 19 from Caitlin Clark. That was a good showing, but I will say what also led to their downfall today, it doesn't look like the bench came to play. We got only Brianna Turner showed up, honestly. Their bench really is going to have to pull through and show some more effort in order for them to stick with it in these games and pull out in the end. Because at the end of the day, the game actually was close. They tied it up in the fourth. They had a lead at a couple points in the first half. It was a real crazy game. At the end of the day, it wasn't a blowout by any means. But I tell you, those Aces at the end in the fourth, they just started clicking. I mean, there was times where it looked like Caitlin and the Fever were gonna try to come back and pull away. Only being down a few points, they had some steals, capitalized off some turnovers at the end, but it just wasn't quite enough. Every time they tried, it was like, the A'ja Wilson, put on a masterclass in the fourth. I'm talking about from pumping the brakes on the Fever with that strong, amazing defense. And then, making the shots go down when they needed and getting all those assists. It was honestly a great watch. Like I said, Caitlin Clark struggled, but they still, hung in there. It was not by any means, if you hear Caitlin Clark 10% from the three, you would assume that was almost a blowout, but it wasn't. At the end of the game, I saw actually A'ja Wilson, of course, did the post game, and she apologized. The Aces are coming off of 3 losses in a row before this game today, but she really turned it up, and I think we're gonna only see it get better for them going forward. I saw statistics say that actually it's been 6 years since the Indiana Fever have actually even beaten the Aces. And on top of that, this was their 16th win in a row against the Fever. Like, they are, not playing no games against this team. I don't know what that's about, what the coincidence is there. But, yeah, man, I think that it only goes up for the Las Vegas Aces from here. This is a team that got to the finals last year. If you check out my previous video, I did just say I do believe it'll be 2 different teams, or I don't know if it'll be 2 different teams. I can't count out the New York Liberty, but I'm honestly ready to say I ain't gonna count out these Aces. They sitting at 6 and 7, same as the Indiana Fever. They're 6 and 7 as well. So neither team is I would count out right now. I'm not looking at the Fever crazy for losing this game. I mean, it's the Las Vegas Aces, and they played them at home. They're on a West Coast tour right now. They just came from that loss against Golden State. So, I'm not going to, sit here and bash them. They could, they're facing a lot right now. They have more than enough time to, get back on their feet, though. And then once they get back to Indiana, I'm sure they'll show out. We know how Caitlin does, But, other news today, not non-WNBA related. It's actually been a big day for sports. I'm really glad that I got to catch this game, right after work. As you can tell, I look rough, But, yeah, man, Kevin Durant traded to the Rockets. I'm here in Texas myself, so that's some big news for us out here, not the hugest Rockets fan. I really, again, same with the NBA. I really don't really have a team I really just rock with. I just kind of watch it all. But yeah, so that's some big news. We'll see what happens with that. They got rid of Jalen Green. I'm hearing he may potentially be shipped around. But yeah, man, Kevin Durant. Then yeah, obviously you got the finals, Game 7 tonight. One Indiana team to the other. We'll see if the other one can pull it off. I'm actually kind of pulling for Halliburton and the guys. Just the underdog story. OKC, they dominated all season. They got the MVP, but Indiana has managed to take them to 7. And then out of respect for a legend like Reggie Miller, man, come on, Reggie Miller, he didn't get to achieve that. So it will be lovely for I'm sure him to see them pull that off tonight. But yeah, man, I told y'all I'd keep it quick. It's really not much to discuss on this game, other than the greatness that is A'ja Wilson, man. 24 points. Really, really came clutch. I don't want to take away from nobody else, though. Also showing out on the aces, you got Chelsea Gray went crazy, Jackie Young. I'm on the social media networks, and people are calling for a Leonidas start. 11 points off the bench. So yeah, man, if they keep clicking like this, it's gonna be a tough Aces team to beat, especially, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, in Las Vegas especially. That's gonna be real interesting to see how they finish out. But I think it'll be pretty strong. They had a little hiccup. A'ja missed some games. But that happens, and I'm just glad she's back, man. She's the most dominant player potentially in the WNBA, at least has been the last couple seasons. You check out the games, you see she's in almost every commercial. She's just really truly representing the league to the greatest ability that she can, man. So I see and understand why she apologized at the end. But me personally, I don't think it was even no need for that. We understand, A'ja, you can't win them all. But yeah, man. Just a little more takeaways. So, overall from the 3-point, Indiana Fever went 6 of 23. I don't expect them to keep, shooting that poorly. Caitlin Clark had some opportunities to put up better shots. And I will criticize her on her passing. She'll have to work on. I do notice sometimes in her game she gets a little carried away with passing it and doing the bounce passes and trying to pass too quickly, and those lead to turnovers. So if she can cut that down, less turnovers equals more points potentially. So I don't anticipate the Fever going to take this one too hard. Again, this is a team that got to the finals last year. They're on the West Coast trying to do their thing, and I think they have one more game, I believe, over there on the west side. I believe, yes, they said they're going to be going up there to Seattle, so we'll see how that goes for them. And then, yeah, man, it's looking really good, though, for the Aces after coming off of that 3-game slump, but nothing wrong with it. And one more thing, I'm really excited. We're going to actually have back-to-back doubleheaders. I'll try to catch a couple of those here Thursday and Friday. Friday, I believe I'll be tuning into the, if I'm not mistaken, it was the Sparks are going to be playing, or I'm sorry, that's Thursday. The Sparks will be playing the Chicago Sky, who I've obviously, mentioned having their struggles. Do think they have to actually go to the West Coast themselves, so that's going to be an interesting doubleheader that night with who else? Let me see here. Apologies for not having it pulled up. My mistake. It's actually going to be the Sparks and the Fever and the Mystics and the Aces. That's Thursday night. That's going to be interesting. And then on Friday, the one that we have, I apologize again, Indiana Fever and the Dallas Wings. Man, again, I told you I'm here in Texas. I actually really wanted to go to that game. They announced it way early a few months back. I wasn't able to make that go to fruition, but stay tuned. I probably will be going to some sort of Dallas Wing game before their season is over. I'm determined. And it looks like the second game of that night, Phoenix Mercury versus New York Liberty. I think that's going to be crazy. I just, again, if you look at my last video, it was praising the Phoenix Mercury. I think they going absolutely insane out there on the court right now. So I anticipate that'll be a great one. I'm probably more than likely going to review that. I'm very excited to see that game. Sabrina Ionescu, Alyssa Thomas, Like the way they played yesterday, if they do that against the Liberty and they at home, man, I fear for the Liberty, and I know they coming off a a really great start, but we'll see what happens, man. Stay tuned with your boy. We pushing hard line for this WNBA, man. It's going crazy this year. I expect the playoffs is gonna be intense. I can't wait to see it. Keep it coming, man, and I'm gonna keep it coming for y'all. Definitely, thank you for the support too. Anybody that views, subscribe, hit me with a like. I appreciate all that. We just getting started, man. Thank you.